James House. How you doing?
I'm doing just fine, just fine. How you doing this evening?
I'm wonderfully wonderful, man. It was like a spring day out there today, wasn't it?
It was. It felt good. I was mad I had to work all that out because it was showing us some good fishing well. I tell you that.
Oh man, we're gonna talk about fishing. I got another podcast I co-host called Bass and Brews. It's a
Ooh,
podcast about fishing. I'm all about some fishing. What kind of fishing you do?
I do mostly saltwater fishing. I like the NC coast. I be hitting up Bogue Inlet. We mostly fish for like uh what y'all crocus, spots, sea mullets, hogfish. That's what we normally catch.
What the hell is a hogfish?
Well, it's a nice sized hogfish, probably about this big. And they call it a hogfish because you know how a croaker croak.
Mm-hmm.
Hogfish, it sounds like a hog. When
What's
you
it
catch
taste like?
them, oh, it tastes delicious.
Mm.
I can't. I don't know what fish to compare it to, but we usually fry them up real good, batter them up, and yeah, it's a good eat. And there's plenty of them. There's no limit. No limit.
Yeah. Excuse me. They got a little cough. Plenty of them, huh? Look, that's the kind of fish I like, where there's plenty of them out there to catch.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I go to my favorite spot, and I can tell you my favorite spot because there's a certain way you got to fish it. Down there in between, there's a free fishing pier between Morehead City and Beaufort.
Mm.
And I go all the way to the end. I hit my corner. The corner allows me to fish the river, which is that brackish water leading out to the ocean, and the bridge at the base water, the black sea bass and the hogfish lake. And I had me 4 or 5 poles set up, but I always got me a pole headed to that bridge because if don't nothing else bite, them hogfish finna bite. They gonna bite.
So you fishing off the bank?
No, it's a pier.
Mm.
It's a free pier as long as you got NC fishing license.
Okay.
You can get up there, and it's a pretty decent sized pier right next to the bridge that connects Beaufort and Morehead City.
Okay. You
Yeah,
do
but
any
then
freshwater fishing?
not too much. I usually fish the Trent River. I'm in Pollocksville, so we got the Trent
Mm.
River not less than a mile away.
Mm-hmm.
And we might fish that a little bit, hit the lily pads up. Out of there, I mostly catch white perch and brim.
Okay.
I've never caught a bass ever.
Oh man, come on now. Look,
Never caught a bass.
you come over here and get Raleigh way, and I'll put you on my spare kayak, and we'll go out. We'll catch some fish on the kayak.
Yeah, I always wanted to catch a bass. Never caught a bass.
Well, why would you? I mean, yeah, that's a bad question to ask. You got the salt water right out there, pretty much in your backyard,
Yeah, it's
and you
pretty
go out
cool.
there and catch all kinds of fish. And I'd love to eat some freshwater fish, but man, that's hard to beat some good saltwater fish.
Yeah, you really ain't got to do nothing to it, but clean it, season up a little bit, and cook it. She ready to go.
Now, you frying all your fish, or you bake some of them, or is this all we gonna fry it up and get crispy?
Well, flounder or trout, we might, grill them.
Mm.
But anything else, oh yeah, she getting deep fried, laid to the side with some French fries.
There we go. There we go. Now you buy pre-cut fries, crinkle fries, curly
Well,
fries, or we making your own?
if we're in a pinch, we got a lot of people coming. We'll go get some store bought. But other than that, we cut up some taters because when I'm frying fish, I got taters anyway because a lot of people don't know you cut that white tater up, drop it in that grease, purify that oil for you.
Mm-hmm.
So
All
we
right,
always
now,
got taters.
so we both country. I grew up in the country, but I was inland. So about 99% fish I was eating, we was catching out the ponds, the local ponds. When we had a fish fry, we had one thing besides having the fish. There was one thing that we had to have at a fish fry. And I want to know what is the one thing besides the fish y'all got at a fish fry?
As far as food goes,
Yep.
the one thing you had to have, I don't know, because we always had the light bread.
There it is.
Okay, there it is, light bread.
Yep.
Gotta have the light bread.
Yep, that's right. You got
light
to have
bread hot sauce.
Because you put 3 or 4 pieces in the brown paper bag that you put the cooked fish in.
Yep.
And then that it'll soak up all the extra grease.
Yep.
And then also, if you get a bone stuck in your throat, that white bread, you take a big old bite of that white bread, chew it up, swallow it down with some water or some beer or White Claw Surge. and it'll force that bone on down, and you won't choke, and you can continue eating your delicious fish.
Exactly. We learned that. Yep, you definitely country, because that's what that white bread was for, mainly for the choking.
That's
Get
right.
one of the little bones caught up, get a piece of light bread, take it right
Yep.
on back.
Yep. And throw it in that brown paper bag so you can get up some of that extra grease.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yep.
see, we done derailed the podcast because this ain't a fishing podcast. But when you said fishing right off the bat, I'm like, well, we got to talk about fishing for sure. And if y'all do like fishing, go check out Bass and Brews podcast. I co-host with my buddy Alex. And now it ain't safe for work or little kids. And well, it's all over the place, but it's a good time. Well, here today, I keep saying tonight because we're recording at night. But on this episode, we got Chubby Beer Bandit. And James is a TikTok star. My man has, what are you at, like 600 and something thousand followers on the TikTok, aren't you?
Yeah, about close to that, I reckon.
Content creation. That's one of the things that I enjoy creating content, but by no means am I anywhere near that. The content creators that do good stuff, having them on the podcast is good because they're good in front of the camera like you are. But it is so interesting to see how y'all found the niche that you're in and how you've been able to grow your followers around that. You do a lot of food critiquing, right?
Yeah.
Cooking reviews.
Yep.
Is that what you started with on the TikTok? What
No.
how did you start this channel? How long ago was it?
Uh, maybe a year ago now, maybe. When I first got up here, the first 6 months, I did no content whatsoever. I was just watching. Just because that was the first time I ever heard of TikTok. So I'm like, seeing what it's about. So, okay, I like this. Funny videos, some information, cool. And the first TikTok I think I ever did was a medulla truck when that song, You Can Drink My Liquor, when that came out, okay, I'm going to take that. I'm going to take a picture of medulla truck. That was the first one I ever did. I think I got them out maybe 10 views. But, it was something to do. And then Country came, the one that said, you country as hell. I started duetting him because I seen a video he did. I'm like, well, that's me. So I figured out the duet feature and I started duetting him. And we had a nice little banter back and forth. And how I got onto the food was this lady named Spilling the Sweet Tea. She from North Carolina too, but she live in Maryland. And she was doing these videos about Southern food that I know about. Plus, she from the same county I'm from. Like Lily, she grew up 8 miles from where I live in. So I'm like, what? This is a coincidence right here. How did that happen? So I started, doing her video saying, yep, that's right. That's how you do it around here in North Carolina. That's barbecue. And people and her, they love my duets. And she hit me up, was like, you know what? You might want to think about doing some food reviews because you seem to have a little knack for it. I was like, shoot, okay, I'll give it a whirl. And that's how I got started.
A year ago, you started this, and you're over 500,000 people that
I
have
think about a year ago
subscribed.
was when I actually started making my own content.
Do you remember the first video you had that went viral that hit that 100,000 plus mark?
No, I don't. Because now I got so many videos up there. It's like it takes me forever to go back to them. I don't. I remember the first time like I hit like 500,000. Like wow, I don't even know that many people ever in my whole life from the time of birth to now. I probably ain't never met that many people. And then the first time I hit 1 million, I thought my eyes was wrong. I said, "Is that an M? I hit 1 million." And then like in December, like I had videos that hit 5 million, 7 million. And it's just I'm very humble. Like my head don't get swole up because I'm a humble country boy. Like this is fun. I like making people laugh. They like my content, so I'm cool with it. But I never would have thought, anybody, especially millions of people, will sit down and listen to my country butt talk. So it's just it's an experience, I tell you that. Really is.
You found your voice, that niche, through duetting the cooking videos.
Mm-hmm.
And you still, that's mainly what you still do.
Yep.
I'm I'm so excited I can't even damn talk. I can't remember when I found you. I haven't been on TikTok quite that long. Maybe really, really kind of diving into it and looking and posting, I don't know, 6 or 8 months, somewhere in there. And, the algorithm knows. It puts you in front of the people and the stuff that you want to see.
Yeah.
And when I found you right away, I'm like, well, he country. I'm hitting the follow button. That was evident. And then when I found out you were from North Carolina, I'm like, oh, damn. So I'm going back through, I'm watching all old videos trying to see where you're from. And then, you know, this is how dumb I am sometimes. Your damn location is kind of in your name, 252. I never picked up on it. But to watch your videos is so cool. If people aren't on TikTok and they don't know, on TikTok, you get a lot of these food review critique videos. And a lot of times it's people talking junk, right? Yours are really good because you're not really talking junk. You dive into what they're doing, you commentate. You, I would describe you as like the Al Michaels of of TikTok food critiquing.
Much obliged.
The shit that comes out of your mouth, the analogies, the sayings, like where does that come from? Is this all one take and just stuff that I mean, because you are on point with everything you're doing.
Well, it's I don't know how to explain it. It's like I was, lack of a better term, like built for doing what I'm doing, where I talk. This is how I am on them videos. That's how I talk every day about anything. Like, you guys, anybody who knows me personally in my life, that's just how I talk. My daddy was from Halifax County, so he a good old country boy, grew up a hog farmer, sharecropper. My mama, she a Southern Belle, but she not country. She's a military brat, and she done lived all over the world, and she an English teacher. So I got my vocabulary because my mama knowing all these words and whatnot, but I never lost my country slang. So it's like that's how I talk all the time.
Hey,
And most time when I see videos, when I start watching them, I might watch it and they'll get to a point where like, no, I gotta say something. I'll go start it back over and I'll hit record. Most times it's 1 or 2 takes. If it takes more than that, that means there was a dog barking or a plane flying over, because I love being outside. So most of my TikTok be outside. I'll just be walking. I see some, oh no, I gotta say something about this here. No, denied all day long. And I go into it. And something just speak to me, especially you know me. If you see my videos, bacon is everything. So when I see a video either touting the beautification of bacon or the blasphemous of bacon, I got to speak on it. I got to speak on it.
Back up for a second. Your mama's English teacher. Did she teach you at any point in your career of education?
Oh yeah, I had my mother in high school. I had her for 10th grade AP English and SAT prep.
Funny story. My mama English teacher. And the high school I went to, super small. And I had my mama every year. My high school at the time was 7 through 12. And I had my mama every year for 7 through 12. And for a few years, I had her for English, like world history or social studies or something, and art. My mama was teaching me like a couple times a day.
And see, my high school was mad small too. Like my graduating class was 88 people.
Oh, both. Mine was 50.
Yep, we from the same parts. We from the same parts. Yeah, my high school, we still had an outside part. Like when I left out of English class, I was outside. We had to walk on the wing. Mm-hmm. All my classrooms were outside. When you left out your classroom, it was a school, but all our classrooms were on wings. And when you left out the classroom, you were outside. And I when I went, visiting other schools playing ball, no one else had a school like that. Everybody was inside. Like you and me both remember probably going to school and you could still smoke.
When I started, they had the smoke tree. And I think my first year, maybe
Not
after my first year, yeah.
We had a smoke tree.
Yeah, Bo, I'm telling you. It was, I want to say maybe my 7th grade year, they kind of put it was, if they don't see it, it ain't there kind of thing. But shortly after I got into it, this would have been the to midnight. Hell, I graduated in 2000, so it's been like 94, 95 or something when I got there. And
Graduated
they had the smoke.
2002.
They for sure had the smoke tree out there. It was beside the flagpole. It was some kind of, I don't know what the hell kind of tree it was. It wasn't a pine tree, but a big old kind of pine tree looking tree.
Yeah, I think
Sure enough, yeah.
we had a weeping willow, and it was like the school had wings, but in the middle was like a green area with benches. So the smoking tree was there with benches, and all the older kids would be out there smoking. And if you
Uh-huh.
weren't old enough, you was in the bathroom. Oh yeah, we come from the same place. We come from the same.
The teachers had their little smoke break area too.
Yep.
They could still
Yep.
smoke at school. It was outside, little smoke break area.
Yep.
Oh, that's funny. Look, when you get around country people, we all different, but we all the same. Like
Yep.
there's a lot of similarities that we run across when you country going country.
Country going country. Country definitely recognized country.
When you're doing the videos, the way you commentate them is again like the Al Michaels, the John Madden of it. And I played football, come from football background, so that's who I relate to. It's flawless how you're able to keep up, because I've done a few myself, but it's not as you make it look so easy and simple. And then it's just not you kind of talking regular either. I mean, you throwing stuff out there, and I'm not set up yet to be able to play some of these videos. I wish I could. The people that are listening, just go look him up on TikTok. You'll see what I'm saying, and you'll understand it. You'll like it. Now, you said you like the bacon aspect of it. You do a lot of videos of foreign these foreign areas of cooking, where they're cooking just some weird shit. Cow heads and
Yep.
the eels and the fish, and just, I mean, stuff that you're like, what in the hell is going on? How did you find your way into that arena?
Well, at first it was coming up on my For You page, and I'd see a video, and I'm like, I love food, period. So I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna knock it because I don't understand it. So I would watch it, and it would be like, I got to know, like, why are you cooking a whole cow head? Why are you burning it, looking like 11:59 at night? Like, what is? And I'll just go. So when I see something that really interests me, I watch it, and that's how I talk. Like, I literally just sit there and hold the phone, and I just talk, and that's how it comes out. That's how I do everything. Like, that's how I describe everything. The same way I do these food videos, it was the same way if I watch TV, I say the same thing. It's just, I guess, a gift I got. I got a gift for gab, maybe. I don't know. I couldn't put my foot on it if I had 4 feet.
You couldn't say it no better than the gift of gab, and that's a special trait that not everybody has, and you by golly got all of it.
And the crazy thing about it is, I never thought anybody wanted to listen to me. Like, everybody, like, a lot of times now they tell me, I should be stand-up comedy and stuff like that. And I'm like, ain't nobody gonna listen to my butt. I'm good with what I do. I'm not gonna knock down any opportunity, but I enjoy what I do. I enjoy people's reaction. I enjoy people comment, say, hey man, you were funny. People tell me all the time, like, I was having a bad day. I watched the video and it made me smile. Like, that is awesome to me. Like, and the gifts and accolades, that is cool. But when people tell me that they watched my video and it made them feel better, you can't ask for more than that. You can't ask nothing better than that. Like when that little girl do it in my video talking like me, man, you talking about get a little tear in the corner of my eye. I ain't scared to say, I ain't ashamed to tell you. That thing touched me for real. It's just reaching people. I enjoy that aspect of it now.
I'm taking it that you're an extrovert, right? You probably ain't never met a stranger. You talk to everybody.
Yeah, I speak to everybody, tip the hat to everybody. Yeah. I open the doors for everybody, young, old, man, woman, don't matter. I'm neighborly. That's what we call it. I'm just neighborly. Now, how you do? Okay, how you mama and them? All right, cool. I'll catch you later. That's me every day.
You even texting me back about, that's pretty neighborly of you.
That's how I talk.
That's pretty neighborly. Yeah,
that's how I talk.
Is.
Like, yeah, I text the way I talk. I say neighbor. I say thank you kindly, and I'm pretty sure they might be getting this like my verbiage, like Cri-manilly. A lot of people like A lot of people comment like, I ain't heard that since my granddaddy or my grandma. Like, my old pawpaw used to say that. I was raised by old people.
Mm-hmm.
Like my daddy, my birth daddy, who I am named after, was born in 1939.
Damn.
Yeah, he passed a couple years ago, but yeah, he was born in 1939. So my brother was old enough to be my daddy. We were 20 years apart.
Wow.
So I was always raised by older people, and we in the country, so that's the way they talk.
Yep.
So it's never for me to hear cri-manilly all the time, or that dog don't hunt, and that's where I learned. So that's my natural verbiage. That's how I talk all the time. Mm-hmm.
What's one thing that you've seen cooked and it just blew your mind? Like before you could even duet it or anything, you're just like, what in the hell am I watching? Like the thing that you were just like, is this for real?
I do believe the first time that happened to me was one of them forum videos, and the dude had the stomach full of the cud,
Mm-hmm.
and he cut that thing open. He cooking the cud in the stomach, and I was like, you went to the stomach. That means you bypassed the rest of the cow, all the good meat, and went straight for the stomach. 1, 2, or 3. I don't know which one you pick, and you want to eat the cud. And it just blew my mind. And then the one with the boo boo, he opened that mug up and it plopped down, and he's sauteing. Now I eat chitlins, but I don't eat them that way. No, we clean ours thoroughly. And this man is literally eating boo boo soup. I'm like, no. And like my reaction sometimes, like when I flip the phone, like that's not for sure. I'm really having a conniption fit sometimes. Now I'm like, crime ain't no way, denied. Some of these things just, and I think one of my favorites, and a lot of people like this one, was, I got a lot of views on this one. I think this one might have been 5 or 7 million, was the eggs and the baked beans on the toast. And I've learned from TikTok that whenever you see more than 2 eggs together, it's gonna be a travesty. It's gonna be a Randy travesty live in concert. I'm trying to tell you.
So
And
more than 2 eggs, some chicanery is gonna go on.
yeah. It ain't gonna come out good. It ain't gonna come out the way you think it is. And then once you start seeing the other tomfoolery come around, like I just did a video, I think last night or night before, with this lady. It had nothing to do with eggs, so I was surprised. She took hamburger meat with the cheese.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And just, I'm thinking, okay, you ain't put seasoning 1 up here, first of all. You're gonna put it between 2 pieces of bread and claimed about the dipping in some batter. Now, you and me both country. I ain't never seen no white batter before.
Nope.
That more look like Dutch boy, and you know it. Straight PPG paint. And then you frying it, the grease is super duper hot. It looked like 40 weight oil out of a diesel. So you know it ain't gonna fry it right.
It burnt. They didn't burn it.
Oh yeah, all you did was cook that bread. That's it.
Yeah.
But what behooved me, the behoovement came when she just take 2 pieces of bacon randomly and just throw them in this grease here. And they just as burnt up as all get out. And like that's what I be going through. Like I be watching this like, no. If I had, y'all would probably, if I had a show and these people actually did it in front of me, I don't know how long I stay on the air. I don't know. But
you need a show, and here's the premise.
Okay.
People cook, and you do your commentating, your food commentating as they cook, just like you regularly do.
Mm-hmm.
We in person now, right? You there with a microphone, they cooking, you beside them, you commentating. And at the end, you got to eat it.
Okay.
Is that something we can do?
That's something we can do.
So like when we cooking the stomach stew, or we cooking the weird ass eel that we ain't never seen around here in America, we at least gonna try it.
We gonna try it. I'm gonna take a bite, and if it try to bite me, we gonna have a fight. So But I tried. Then I said anything, and I regret saying it. I used to have a saying, "I'll try anything that's fried." And then people start sending me videos of stuff that I wouldn't eat when it's fried. And I'm like, nah, I'm sorry, y'all. That's a 99.9% statement because some things,
Denied.
some things even fried can't help. Some things bacon can't help.
Mm.
When you start off wrong, bacon ain't gonna do nothing. So, but yeah, that'd be great. I'd do it. I try it. I sure would.
Doing the cooking commentating. Are you a cook yourself? You've done a few videos of you cooking,
Yeah, I'm a
but
regular.
are you like, do you regularly cook? You have dishes you do? Do you try new stuff? What is your experience with cooking that relates to what you do when you do a video?
Well, I consider myself just a regular old cook, nothing fancy, nothing, but I know how to throw down, I know how to burn. It's gonna be good. Like one of my favorite thing to cook is country style ribs.
Mm.
Love doing a pig picking. I consider myself a fish fry aficionado. I love seafood, especially local seafood around here. So those are things I typically cook. I don't do a whole lot of pasta meals and stuff like that. It's mainly, mostly pig because that's what I grew up with. And I grew up with, people who, we used to cook our hogs in the ground.
Mm-hmm.
I'm used to, shucking corn, snapping peas. Like that's how we cook. It was like a whole event. It wasn't like a chore. It was like, okay, we getting everything ready. It was great growing up and learning, where my food come from. Like my food don't come from Walmart. It's got to get to Walmart. So it's like I teach my kids that, like, yeah, we bought it from Walmart today, but that cow came from a farm down yonder way somewhere. So it's always the respect for the animals. I always tell the story. I got a twin brother who was a pig because we were both born the same time.
I remember the story.
Yeah, my daddy trying to figure out is he gonna go with Bessie, is he gonna go with my mama? So I'm glad you chose my mama because here I am.
What?
So
Tell that story again. I can't remember. It's been a while since I saw it, but it was funny as hell. Like didn't your mama say something to your daddy about what are you doing? What are you talking? Tell that story real quick.
well, see, I'm a Christmas baby,
Mm.
born Christmas 1981, and my dad was a hog farmer back then.
Oh, December 20th, 1981, right here.
For real,
For real.
look at this here.
Man,
Look
we
at
brothers.
that's what I'm trying to tell you. We
Uh-huh.
got so much in common. It ain't even funny.
Look, we both got glorious beards.
Glorious beards,
Got
little hats,
yeah. We
fishing.
got we both got kids, so that means we got a bunch of gray in our beard that's creeping in.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But yeah, 81, and my daddy had his prize hog, Bessie, and she about to give birth. So is my mama. So my mama's like, okay, JB, call my daddy JB. So okay, JB, I think it's time to go to the hospital. I think your son about to be born. My daddy with a straight face looked at my mama and said, well, Gail, my mama named Gail, call her Gail. Said, Gail, I'm gonna take you to this hospital. And they got all the nurses and the doctors and the machines to make sure you okay. But Bessie ain't got nobody but me. And when I heard this story the first time, I'm like, what? Wait a minute. Wait. Like, that's a pig. Like, I know that's money. Like, I know that's how we buy stuff. But I'm your son. Like, I'm named after you. Like, we got the same name, I'm just Junior. You gonna miss out on me? And my mama, I don't know what look, cause my mama don't cuss. I ain't never heard my mama cuss. But she can look at you like she cussing you out. And that's the only thing I can think of. That she looked at my daddy like, I wish you would go to that pig and leave me at the hospital. But yeah, he was at the hospital.
So who took care of the pig?
Oh, well, I guess he called our neighbor Mac Offer. I guess Mac Offer took care of the pig till he got home. Because I came home the next day and he checked on that pig and the pig was born, so everybody was cool. So
This was before cell phones, so he couldn't get no updates either.
No, couldn't get no updates or nothing. We still had the rotary with no call waiting. It's 81.
Yeah, that's right.
That's it. You call, that is all.
and where the pig was giving birth, they want no phone out
Oh,
there
ain't
either.
no phone out there. No. And then Then he stopped there because after a while, it's cold. My mama, wake up in the morning, she come into the kitchen and the oven is on. So she thinking my daddy making some biscuits or something. She opened up that oven and them little piglets start screaming. She about lost her rabbit. JB, what are these pigs doing in my oven? He's like, well, Gail, it's cold outside. We can't let the pigs freeze. I already missed their birth. I'm like crying. So when I be hearing these stories about my dad, I'm like, I wonder if that's where I get it from. Because that sound like that when I hear the story, I'm like, that sounds like something I might say.
You got the pigs in the oven.
He had the pigs on warm. He had them in a little pan, like he was actually cooking them, but not because they still alive. He put the thing on warm just to keep them warm. Little pigs make sure they ain't get frostbitten and nothing, but didn't say nothing. If he wake up early and he slept in or something. Cause my mama said she pulled that door down. She was like, didn't know what to do. JB, the bacon is alive.
But excuse me, y'all. I got a little cough today, so every time I laugh, I get this cough up. I can't. This shouldn't have been doing this podcast on the with Chubby tonight because, golly, that's funny. I can. Was it like that growing up with your daddy your whole life? Was he doing stuff like that his whole life? Just these wild, crazy stories.
He would have all kind of stuff and be so funny because he wouldn't be laughing. He'd be dead serious when he be saying this stuff, which made it even funnier.
Yeah.
And he'd look, we'd be laughing, he'd be like, and just keep it moving. Like he didn't understand why we were laughing, like he was doing stuff. Like he was just a funny guy in his own way. Like just growing up, because I learned a lot of lessons from my daddy because we were always working, like slopping hogs and like the story I told about, well, because we were slopping hogs, he used to go to Mayola and get milk.
This is a good story. Hell yeah.
The big tub in the back of the truck and all that. So one time he went to Mayola and he didn't have his container in the back of the truck. He just got the drums, 55-gallon drums, I believe. Now me and my cousins, we outside playing basketball. He pull up with the drums. He go inside. And we curious, checking out drum. Oh, this ice cream right here. Now we're gonna pause right here because I'm gonna tell you how unsmart we were. It's like July, okay, and we outside playing ball, and we see ice cream in a drum. The drum is not cold. All we knew was ice cream.
Is this a 55-gallon drum, or is it one of like the little 35s or something?
It might have been the 35, the same ones we used to burn trash in.
Okay, so it was, so that's a 55-gallon.
Yeah, same ones we
that's
burn
a bunch
trash.
of ice cream.
Yes, but it was meant to go to the hog pen.
Okay.
And normally he has this like big white container back of the truck, and they just pour it in there. So when we get down to the hog pen, we cut on the generator, and we just hold it and trough them up like that. He got it in the drum. So I'm thinking, okay, cool, we got some ice cream, y'all. Crack that thing open. We just this is good. This is good. Man, I don't know, about 10 minutes later, man, it felt like I had every Gremlin movie in my bowels. I mean, they was just woo. I mean, it was no Wanabe tracks. When I tell you I was clenched up trying to get somewhere. Man, look, I don't know what NASA fuel is made out of, but I'm pretty sure I had at least a quarter of it in my high point. I was letting them go. I'm talking about like I was levitating.
And your cousin too. He was messed up too, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, we all got messed up because we all eating this old Mayola ice cream in July. Done. And my daddy seen this because we were running the house like, no, I got to go. You talking about? I'm saying Bible verses, Beatitudes, everything, ABCs, whatever, reading Rainbow, whatever, what Sesame Street, anything. You got that rock. I'm like, oh, just let it go, Lord. Just heal me right now. No. And my daddy seen us running, said, got no ice cream too, didn't you? Like that was my daddy. He knew what we've been doing.
Hey, what kind of ice cream was it?
I think it was vanilla chocolate. I don't know. I just know because it could have been Neapolitan, what we call Napoleon.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I don't know what it was. I know what it wasn't. It wasn't good for us. That's what I do. No.
Oh
Mm-mm.
man. All
You
right.
know how long it took me to eat ice cream after that?
I was about to ask you what I asked you what kind it was because you probably never ate it again, or
Mm-mm.
when ice cream rolled back around, like nope, nope.
I don't really care. I think you know what? You just open up a traumatization.
Uh-oh.
That's why I don't really eat ice cream now.
Do
I
you
love
eat?
pie.
Okay.
That's my thing.
No ice cream on the pie.
Look, I might be like, but just having ice cream straight up, nah, I'm good. I'm good.
Do you drink milk or eat milk and cereal?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's
Yeah.
just the ice cream part that brings you back to
The ice cream part
memories you
bring
don't.
me back. The ice cream
Uh-huh.
bring me back. Yep.
When you get that kind of rumbly and you tumbly, that's one of those when you go to sit down on the toilet, you like, I know I'm gonna feel better, but I'm scared what's about to happen.
Yeah, I was fearful. I was fearful. I was definitely fearful because that mug, no, it ran through me. It was just like that video I was talking about. Would run through like a bobsled. No, When you ain't got no control,
Mm-hmm.
you have no control. When your bowels just, you know what? I give up. Bowels just gave up. Just open the floodgates.
Hey, that's the first time that denied came about, and it was your body saying denied.
Yep, denied. That was the first denied right there. That was the first denied.
I want to back up to something that you said, and you talk a lot about growing up. Your daddy is a hog farmer and growing up with hogs and stuff. And I love cooking barbecue. I grew up where we cooked pigs in the ground. You cook them on spits. You cook them on the grill. We all where I grew up, we had pig pickings for like the church, for folks running for you know political office and stuff. There were pig pickings all throughout the year.
Mm-hmm.
And a pig picking, what is the definition when somebody says, "Hey, Chubby, we going to a pig picking." You get your stretchy pants, you get your couple bottles of water, you get your box of Tums. You show up to the pig picking. What you expecting? What's it gonna look like?
I'm expecting to see at least two either cookers or pigs, hogs from the ground. Minimum of two if we talking about a large group. Uh, I'm expecting to see fixings, some coolers with some drinks in it, whole lot of people. I know when we used to have them, there was some moonshine around. There was
Mm.
definitely some mason jars floating around the area. But yeah, that's what I expect. Maybe some music, just a good old time. And you know this, pig pickings were probably one of the best events ever.
Some of the greatest memories I still
Greatest
have as
music
a
I ever
kid.
had.
I can't remember shit about the age I was at, but I have memories come across my head of being at a pig picking all the time.
Mm-hmm.
For me, was when we went to a pig picking, it was whole hog,
Whole hog.
and you walked up and you were pulling meat off the hog, yeah,
Oh yeah.
or
That's why they
somebody
call
was
it pig.
pulling it. What you want?
That's why they call that pig picking, because you picking your meat off that hog. Mm-hmm. Yep.
You,
And
you
we vinegar based all day long.
we're gonna talk about the sauce wars because I'm from South Carolina, right? We got the mustard sauce, and I think you talked about the mustard sauce before.
I
We're
have.
gonna get into that.
Okay.
What I want to know, you the first man up at the pig picking, so you get the creme de la creme of the pig. Ain't nobody been in it yet. It's there. What's the first two meats you going in to grab?
Well, first I gotta give me some skin. And I normally go for right around where the ribs are.
That bacon meat.
Yeah, the bacon meat. I love me the side bit. I love me some bacon meat.
Mm-hmm.
But first, I gotta have that skin. I got to test that skin. I gotta hear it. It's got that sound. You know that sound. And when I hear that sound, it's like, yep, that's what I want right there. The taste of it, like man, you making me hungry. That golden
Mm-hmm.
pig face, because if Crayola need to make that color, like pig brown or whatever. That'd probably be my favorite color than Carolina blue. But yeah.
You be the grown adult in there going through all the Crayola boxes, picking out the pig picking skin color and
Yep.
hoarding them and bringing them home.
Yep. Even smell like it.
Dude, you remember them old smelly markers when we were
Yes.
growing up?
Yes.
They need to make a pig picking smelly marker.
That's what I'm talking about. Go ahead and patent that right now.
Go ahead, make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
I go to a pig picking. The first thing I'm going for, I'm grabbing the jowl, the
Okay.
whole jowl, and I'm grabbing the tongue.
Okay.
That's the first two damn things I'm coming out to eat. When
Okay.
I go to a pig picking, speaking of the jowl and the tongue, if the pig don't have a head on it or the feet on it, I'm pretty disappointed in the pig picking.
Yeah.
I want that because that jowl meat,
Mm-hmm.
that's the face bacon. You know, we got the belly meat, the real
That
bacon.
face bacon.
Then we got the face bacon, but that pig tongue might be the best part of meat on that whole pig.
Mm. It is good now. It is good. I do reckon by the time I got there, she was gone. But I agree with you. When we say whole hog, we actually mean the whole
Mm-hmm.
hog. Just cook, like don't take the head off, don't take the hooves off, the whole thing.
Yep, we need from the tooter to the pooter.
Yep, exactly.
Sauces.
Okay, here we go.
All right, I'm gonna give a little bit of background for the people that are listening that aren't from North Carolina or don't know about North Carolina barbecue. North Carolina barbecue is pork. And we also going to talk about the difference between barbecue and
Thank
a barbecue. We're going to talk
Thank
about
you.
that. That's a big one there.
That's a big one.
So the sauces, Eastern North Carolina is vinegar based. And now there's variations of it, but the simplest form of it is apple cider vinegar, brown sugar, red pepper flakes.
Yep.
That's the simplest form. Western North Carolina is a tomato based, so it's a little thicker. Obviously, it's got ketchup or some kind of tomato base in it, and then there'll still be a little bit of vinegar in there for flavor, and then they'll add other stuff, paprika and stuff like that. And in South Carolina, we got the mustard sauce.
Yes, you do.
And there ain't, I don't know, the simplest way to say mustard sauce is you got a bunch of mustard, and then you start adding a bunch of other stuff in it so that it don't taste like eating a spoonful of mustard. So we got in the Carolinas, that's the three sauces. And people will start fights, not
Yes.
down drag outs
Yes.
over some sauce.
Yes.
Do you hate all the other sauces? Like it's Eastern or it ain't nothing. You bring some mustard sauce to my house, I'm gonna throw it in the trash and you get the tail. That's all you get to eat.
See, and I like how you put that. Eastern North Carolina, vinegar-based barbecue sauce. That's law. That's law. If I come to South Carolina, I'm gonna respect your law. I will eat your mustard base. When I go to Western North Carolina, I'll eat that Heinz ketchup mess they got out there too. If I'm in your area, I play by your rules. But if we coming together, like don't come to the 252 bringing your mustard. Don't bring the ketchup. It is vinegar based. That's it. Because one of my coworkers, he did some Boston butts. He from South Carolina. He from Conway. And he did with a mustard. It was good. It was good. It wasn't my vinegar base, but it wasn't like it was nasty. It was mighty tasty. But I'm still going my vinegar base though.
That's one thing that I love about barbecue is that it's all its own little thing, and you have to appreciate what it is that you're eating. Like when you go down to Alabama, they got the white sauce that's got mayonnaise in it.
Yep.
And then you go to Texas, and the barbecue either don't have any sauce on it, and if they do, it's usually kind of a tomato and vinegar based sauce, and their barbecue's gonna be a little bit spicier. And you go up into like the Kansas City areas, and there ain't a lot of sauce in there. You eating a lot of dry rub, a lot of seasoning on there. I enjoy barbecue because everywhere you go regionally, and then if you break down the regions into each individual little town, they all have their little variations, and you have to appreciate it. That's a great thing about barbecue.
Yes, it is. I agree wholeheartedly. Because, like, even in East North Carolina, we were strictly vinegar based. But there's so many barbecue spots, and they do their barbecue a little bit different than everybody else. You know what I'm talking about? Like this one might chop it a different way,
Mm-hmm.
maybe a little less vinegar. This one might like it pulled a little bit more than chop with a whole lot. It's like, it's art. It is hog art. Like it's, it's a beautiful thing. And you
Mm-hmm.
get a chance to try each one. And then when you break it outside of the region, going to other places, like I always say on my TikTok, especially my live when we talking about this subject here, I would try anybody's barbecue once we establish what barbecue is. And I think you finna lead into that. I say that all the time. What is barbecue?
So here's the story that I'll tell that leads into this. Born and raised in South Carolina, a little town called McBee, South Carolina, in the tip end of Chesterfield County. And we're about 45 minutes or so from the border of North Carolina, Hamlet, Rockingham area. I graduate and I go to school at University of North Carolina in Chapel Hill. In my freshman year, some folks are like, "Hey man, you want to go to a barbecue?" And now look, I grew up in that small town, but I traveled all over playing sports and going to camps and just a bunch of stuff I got to do growing up. I traveled a lot, so I wasn't just stuck at home and didn't have an idea what the outside world was like. They
Mm-hmm.
say, "You want to go to a barbecue?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, yeah, let's go ahead and have barbecue in a while. Let's go." We get in the car, we show up, and they got a little teeny grill on top of a picnic table, and they got hot dogs and hamburgers. And so I show up and I'm looking around like, "So, where's the barbecue?" "I'm like, "It's right here." I said, "Oh hell. This ain't y'all, we grilling out. This ain't
Yeah,
no barbecue. We
yeah,
grilling out."
grilling out.
When you but there's a difference. When you say barbecue, we having well, I used to say we having pulled pork or chopped pork. But then you got the beef side of it that we can have.
Yeah.
But then also I have cooked up barbecued beaver and possum and coon. So you can go a lot of different ways when it goes to that. But here's the biggest difference. Barbecue is some kind of long, drawn out, slow process. And if we cook hot dogs, hamburgers, or chicken wings or something like that, that's grilling.
Yeah. That's grilling. That's grilling. And I agree all the time. Especially like my Yankee cousins. When we come out family reunions, oh yeah, we're
Hmm.
gonna have a barbecue. So hold up, pump your brakes. Let's go and get this definition out of the way right now. Down here in the South, when you say barbecue, especially in my region, you talking about a hog, the whole thing, cooked low and slow. If you talking about hamburgers, hot dogs, anything else, that's a cookout, grill
Hmm.
out. That's what that is. That's to us, barbecue is like you said, the meat, the process of it. We
It
finna
ain't a
have
verb.
this. No, no. If you say we having a barbecue and you like you said, a little grill, I will kick that little thing, slam over. Like
But
no,
anytime I hear somebody say we barbecuing, I'm like, I
no,
can't. I don't have to wear my stretchy pants to that one because we having
no.
hot dogs and hamburgers and probably some overcooked dry ass white meat chicken.
Yep. You had that terminology exactly right. We barbecuing. No,
Nope.
no.
Right away, you grilling. I
Mm-hmm.
go ahead. I put $1,000 on it. There ain't gonna be no pulled pork.
Yep, you grilling.
Hey,
You
do
grill.
you like your pork? Do you like pulled pork or chopped pork?
I like chopped pork more than pulled pork.
Hmm. Okay, I'm opposite, man. I like big old stringy chunks of pulled pork.
Mm-hmm. And it's probably about that much variance. It's
That's
not
right.
like
That's right. I'm gonna eat it now. I ain't gonna turn it down, but
yeah. I'm about to say the same thing. I ain't
yeah.
finna turn it down now. No. I think I like if I'm having a barbecue sandwich, I'll go more for the stringy, the
Mm-hmm.
pulled, and put me some coleslaw up there, some hot
Oh yeah.
sauce. Call it a day. But just lonesome by itself, yeah, I want that chopped up. I want that chopped up.
Back to some TikTok videos.
All
When
right.
I got into this and I started watching your videos and I got around some other folks that were reviewing these cooking videos, I got into the world of food waste.
Yes.
These people cooking these meals where, like this one, I think we both saw it. And I did a duet or something. I think a stitch maybe is what I did, where they had the paper in the bottom of the foil pan,
Yep.
and then poured all the food in there and letting the dog lick the spoon and drink out the water cup and shit like that.
Mhm.
And we see that a lot where these people, and those are usually the funnest ones to commentate on because it's just stupidity. But Bo, they be cooking like 2 boxes of noodles and
Yeah,
2 pounds of meat and
yeah.
all that food. I don't understand it, man. Groceries expensive as hell right now.
That's what I'm saying. They look in my mind, like they must either have a platinum eternal EBT card, or
A platinum EBT card.
yeah, they got a platinum eternal EBT card. That one just don't run out. Or you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is wasteful. All that food, high as groceries are, obviously it don't matter if you're not hurting or not, you wasting food. Like I hate wasting food, but like you said, those are the videos that bring the most commentary, because like what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
And they're doing them for those reactions. And I'm gonna take a little tangent here. What
Go
I
ahead.
understand is people who make these videos, but then they cut the duet and the stitch off.
Mm-hmm.
Like what was the purpose? Because don't nobody want to just watch you do this. They want to react. You did it for a reaction, but you don't want us to react to it. Because at the time, because I had a lady, I was doing a lot of her stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And she even with the copyright. Yeah, so I stopped doing her stuff. And
How
I
can
think
hit you with a copyright if it's a duet? If they got it open, like it's open source.
I have no idea. No idea. Because I still got an account warning from like October. No idea what I did. I have no idea. And in the beginning, because I remember the first time I went live,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't
Mm-hmm.
think anybody was gonna jump up there, and it was like the most awesome experience ever. So I go live a whole lot more now, and they started hitting me with the live. I was getting abusive, hateful behavior. I was like, how? What I couldn't find out was it was people in my comments. See, I was
That's
all
right.
new to it. I didn't know anything about that.
Yep.
So I had me some good people that decided to be moderators for me, and boom, knocked that all out.
Oh, all right. So I'm glad you touched on that. I remember when you first started going live, because you would pop up online and I'd hop in and say "Hey," or something like that. And I know you kept going, man. I get kicked out every 5 or 10 minutes, and that's when you started your YouTube doing the shorts on there as well. So, and that's what I figured, was that it was people in the comments reporting you, and you learned that it was that, and so you've got uh uh crap, I'm brain fart right now. The people in the comments, what the hell are they? You just said it.
Moderators.
Moderator. Dang. You got them. So you put moderators in there. So what are they doing to keep those folks? Like, is it the people in the comments saying, talking shit, that are
Yes,
abusive, that's getting you kicked off? I
you
got you.
can
So when if they catch it and delete it, then it won't count against
exactly,
you. Mm.
exactly. See what some people don't realize is someone might be on my live actually saying hateful stuff to other people, and people will report that. What they don't realize is when they report it that way, it goes against me and not them. They just cuts the whole live off.
I got you.
They don't mean to do that, but they don't know.
Yeah.
So one of my friends on TikTok was like, "Look, what you need is a good group of moderators." So they decided, I got 2 or 3, 4 people who, they'll say either text me or I'll get the alert, and when they see me go live, they jump right in as moderators, and you can see their name and it's got moderated by, and they just muted this person, they just kicked this person out, and they regulate. They're my regulators.
There we go. Part of doing this podcast too was to help people that maybe want to start a TikTok channel or Instagram and go live and create content and do what you've done, because what you've done in a year is pretty phenomenal. The
I
growth
appreciate
that
it.
you've had, kind of relaying your experience and what you've done could help people to do that.
And I'm all
No,
about
that's a huge pice of information for somebody that gets a real big following and they want to start doing these lives, is knowing that having somebody going through there and regulating the comments
Yep,
will
get you
help
some
them
moderators.
continue on. Okay.
Get you
All
some
right. I was
moderators.
curious. I was curious how you got that going, because I know you've been doing more lives and you hadn't been kicked off.
Yep, moderators. They
Mm.
jump right up in there, and boy, they regulate. And you gotta pick some good people. and you just be honest with them because that's their time. They
Mm-hmm.
have, so they might be busy. So it's like having a couple, and it's cool because sometimes they're not able to get in there. But I don't know if I don't know what happened, but sometimes I have moderators, I still don't get kicked off. But it's always good to have the moderators because when they're in there, you're about 90% sure you're gonna be okay.
Mm.
Especially if you got more than one in your live. Oh, because I don't know what it is about the live. Because once you start doing them, you'll start seeing a pattern. Like somebody will try to get you to say a phrase or something.
Mm.
Or they'll say, I love this one, I'm from Africa, and they'll name the country. Well, what they want me to say is a derogatory word,
Okay.
the way they spell the country. Or it's little tricks they try to do to get you to say something to get yourself booted off. Because some people will just join your live to get you kicked off.
Oh man, the internet is a wild place, Bo.
It's crazy.
It
Especially
is a
like folks
wild
like
place.
us, you know what I'm saying? Like we grew up face to face. Like you want to be janky, you got to deal with real life consequences.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's I remember the first time I went live, I'm having a debate with a dude in Dubai. He probably talking to me. I'm like, I'm not finna get all dusty. You in Dubai. I will never, ever, 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 ever see you. So just delete. Like, no, I'm not gonna waste the energy on it. Like, no, you in Dubai. You're not even a real boy, Pinocchio. What you talking about?
Yeah, yeah. When obviously again, I'm not on the level that you are, but I'll get the trolls that'll come in and try to troll something on mine, and I approach it with fun and love. Is what I call fun and love. And usually it's like, oh, look at you being all sweet, cutie, regardless of who they are. Or I'll respond with, if y'all go look at my TikToks, I'll respond with some kind of gibberish. And a lot
Mm-hmm.
of times they'll end up getting mad because they don't understand what's going on. And that's what I love
Exactly.
is when they get angry because they just trying to get a rise out of you
Yeah.
on that.
If you don't give them what they want,
Yep.
they'll wither off the
Turn the
vine.
tables.
Yeah, it's like, no what? Nah, I'm not gonna mess with him because you can't stop my joy. I'm gonna have fun with you, like you said. Flip it back on them. They whatever comment they make. Well, thank you, Colin, for your opinion. You have you a good day here. What you gonna do with it?
So we're over 600,000 followers on TikTok. Are you monetized? Are you making money on anything on there?
Well, I guess with the gifts,
Okay.
like when I go live or whatnot,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know it. Like I signed up for it, and I was having issues with my license where they wouldn't read it because I'm country. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, it broke, so I had to fix it. So the gifts, they cool, and it's not, I ain't finna quit my job or nothing.
That's what I was about to ask you.
Like,
You
no,
about to quit your job to
no,
be a
no,
TikToker?
no. We talking about, I could take my kids out to get them, little snack, throw some, some diesel in the truck every now and then, you know.
You make
But yeah,
enough to go to Chuck E. Cheese, get some vanilla ice cream that ain't gonna make you sick.
there you go. There you go. I can, I don't have to get Food Line brand. I can get Turkey Hill.
Oh, oh my, hell yeah!
I can get Turkey Hill. You know what I'm talking about? Give me some bright leaves.
All right, we about to have a little tiff between us.
All right.
You a Brightleaf fan?
Yes, I am.
I love me some Brightleaf. The the closest sausage I ever ate to homemade is Nieces. Are you about that Nieces life, or you got to choose Brightleaf or Nieces? Who you choose?
Oh, I gotta choose between bright leaf and nieces. Oh, I got to choose. Oh man. Oh, I got to choose.
So
Well,
both of them are listening right now too. So choose wisely. They might be sponsoring you. I'm
mm.
just kidding, but maybe not. I don't know.
Hot dog. I'm more of a bright leaf hot dog and bacon, but you talking about that sausage.
Yeah, we talking about
I
straight
think I
sausage.
think I might have to leave with the nieces.
But you don't. I ain't never had anything as close to homemade sausage as I don't know how they do it.
I
It
don't
is
know how they do
absolutely
it.
amazing. And their liver pudding.
Yeah,
Holy
because
sh!
as you were
Oh,
talking, I'm looking at my mind's eye like I can remember. I remember my daddy making sausage from the balls we had, and I remember that niece is like they there. That nieces is there. So yeah, I love bright leaf, but yeah, I gotta go with that nieces. Gotta go with that nieces.
it's for folks that don't know about homemade sausage. A lot of the sauce, like the Jimmy Dean, most people gonna know what Jimmy Dean sausage is. that sausage is wet.
Yeah.
Like it's like a paste.
Mm-hmm.
But when you get homemade sausage, the Nieces sausage, and now everybody can get Nieces. It's only kind of in this North Carolina area where we are. As a matter of fact, it don't even go down to my hometown anymore in South Carolina than it used to.
Oh wow.
But that Nieces sausage is, I'm gonna call it dry, but it ain't dry. But it's more like clay
Mm-hmm.
instead of a paste. And so it ain't as greasy. It don't pop all over the damn stove like the other one.
Yep.
Man, it's just a whole different texture and taste.
I don't know
I
what
mean,
they
good
do.
sausage hard to find, though.
Yes, it is. But that niece is on point.
Same thing with
Definitely.
bacon. When I go
Mhm.
get bacon, now I tell you, if you got an Aldi near you, Aldi's got thick cut bacon, and it's probably the best bacon I have found. When
Okay.
I
Yeah.
go get when I go get bacon, I squeeze the pack, and now I'm only talking about thick cut bacon that comes in a block.
Okay.
So I squeeze the bacon, and when I squeeze it, if they separate and they move around, I go to the next pack. I won't be able to squeeze that bacon, and we don't get no movement on it because it ain't infused with as much water.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's much better, and plus, again, it don't pop all over the damn stove. My
Yeah.
wife loves to eat the bacon, but she comes in there and there's damn grease.
Everywhere.
I mean, 10 foot to each side and covering the whole backsplash.
Yep. And they got all these in New Bern, so I'm about to roll over there and check that
Hey
out.
man, it's over there. So go to your refrigerator section, and they got a whole section with a bunch of smoked sausage links and the hot dogs, and then they got the bacon. I can't remember, Appleton Farms maybe is what it's called,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm telling you something
Oh,
else. Don't get the maple flavor now. Don't get that trash. But
nah,
they got the pepper. They got the hickory smoke. Tell you, that's good bacon there. Now
sound good. Sound good to me.
let's talk about cooking some weird shit.
All
I
right.
referenced earlier possum, beaver, coon, squirrel. Anything you ever dabble into the wildlife, the weird wildlife game?
Oh yeah, I love some squirrel.
My man.
I love some squirrel. Matter of fact, I got a my fiance. I got her a Gullah cookbook,
Mm-mm.
and they had a recipe for fried squirrel in there. Fried squirrel, snake, possum. I got a picture on my phone of Joan County. We still do the barter system around here. So I caught me a mess of sea muds and some hogfish from a neighbor. Cause I do more fishing than hunting, especially now my dad and my brother got. So he bought me one of the biggest raccoons I ever seen in my life. And me and my daddy stewed that thing up, boy. I mean, that's some good eating. Like, that's what I grew up eating, like that kind of stuff. So, like, going to town, as we call it, was the only time I really put on shoes. I run around the yard. No, I don't need no shoes. This is God's carpet right here. Like, I got everything I need right here.
Man, I hate wearing shoes. I
I
don't have a
tell,
yard to cut no more, but I used to cut the grass barefoot. Like I do everything barefoot. I take in the morning time, it's 15, 20 degrees outside. I take the dogs out barefoot. Like, and then the kids won't go outside and like, put your shoes on, put your shoes on. I'm like, let the kids go out there and run around in the dirt,
I,
man. Let them go
I,
barefoot.
I tell my fiance that all the time. I said, I hate wearing shoes. I hate wearing socks. She said, why?
Yeah.
It feels like shoes and socks to me are prisons for your feet.
Mm-hmm.
I need, parole. Like, nah. First thing I do when I get home, take it off. I gotta have parole for my feet. No, take shoes, socks. That's the first thing I take off for anything else. They got to breathe. Can't stand them. But yeah, grew up eating all that kind of stuff. It delicious. Had a home boy down the street. His daddy hunting food and beavers. Cause I didn't know we had beavers even around here. But yeah, we got some beavers around here. First time I ever had beaver. Delicious.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I used to love squirrel perlo.
Okay.
That was what I liked. Pretty much like chicken and rice. It's a squirrel instead of chicken. That's some good eating there. My squirrel a little bony though. You got to chew around it. You got to cook it right. Otherwise, like eating a damn piece of squirrel leather.
Yep. Gotta know what you're doing.
Excuse me. All right, last little bit. Back to some sausages. The hot. Let's go with the hot dogs. We call them hot dogs. The red hots. They ain't nothing better than a red hot on a piece of loaf bread with straight mustard.
Yep, you my brother. Yep, you my brother.
And I want it charred on the outside.
Got to have it charred.
Gotta be crispy.
Got it. If there ain't a little bit of black up there, got to have it.
What's
Got
the
to
best?
have
What's the best red hot?
the best red hot.
Is it gonna be the bright leaf red hots?
Yeah, that's my anything that's not sausage, I'm going with bright leaf.
There we go.
I'm going with bright leaf.
So you try that Aldi bacon. You might convert out the bacon too now.
Hey, look, I'll try it. It's bacon. I'll try it. I'll try it. But yeah, that loaf bread and some straight mustard. You don't need none. That's a good old meal right there.
Mm-hmm. I might put some sauerkraut on it, or something like that. But in general, I just want a piece of loaf bread, regular old mustard.
Yep.
Got to be Heinz though. You can't get the generic mustard. Got to be Heinz.
Yeah, I don't want no generic condiment. Like I gotta have my ketchup and my mustard. Like that's it. That's what I want.
Though this one time, my mama sent us to a store. We were in high school, and we used to have Sunday dinner every Sunday. And all right, dinner is lunch, and supper is what you eat at night. That's how we worded it now. So we eating lunch, dinner on Sunday. And I can't remember what she needed mustard. Where I grew up, we didn't have no grocery store. We had to go to Hartsville. It was like 15, 18-minute ride to the nearest grocery store. We go to the grocery store, we just grab some mustard out. We come home, put the mustard out. And it's like the Bilo brand of mustard. My mama took that mustard, was like, what the hell? Threw it in the trash. Get Heinz.
Gotta go back.
Sent us all the way back.
All the way back.
Look, we got back. They were eating. They didn't even need the damn mustard.
They didn't need it no more.
Everybody sitting up, they're done eating, and we over there picking up, all the leftover. I don't even know what the hell we had, but picking all the leftover food up, and they done ate because we had to go back, got the wrong mustard we didn't even need. For somebody that's wanting to get into TikTok, you're still new at it. A year in, around a year in. What would be some advice for them to help? Let's say that they want to grow that channel. It doesn't matter why. They want to grow it, right? They don't want to be scrollers. They want to get on there, create content. What's a couple pieces of advice you would give them to grow that maybe helped you, that you've realized, man, this really helps me grow my channel?
I guess the first thing is you gotta know what your channel is about. Find your niche. Find out what you do well that other people like to watch, and be authentic in that. If you're doing a character, then develop your character. If it's you just talking, don't try to be like anybody else. Don't try to, just be you. Be your authentic self. That's one thing I've learned is when I ask people like why do you watch me? It's I'm funny and I'm authentic. Like I just tell it like it is. I'm not trying to put on no airs, as they say. I'm not trying to act like this food critic or that one. You're just who you are. So be you. And then, develop your pattern on how you want to put your content out. If you have a goal of putting 3 videos out a week, then try to stick to that. Put 3 videos out a week. And what I learned is going live really helps because it lets people get to see you like in real time, kind of. They watch your videos. So once you build up a good rapport with people on your videos, hit them on live and let them get to really see how you are. You get to interact with them, you get to read. I think that's one of the biggest things, the interaction. That's why I really love, once I discovered live, I like going live because the interaction is everything. Because now you got that connection with these people. So when they see your video, oh, that's Chubby. Let me see what he about. Oh, Chubby went live. Oh, let me see what he talking about. You want to build that rapport. So everything is connected. Get your niche right, what you want to do with your content. Get you a system of how you want to put your content out there. Be your authentic self and do some lives.
You just mentioned something in there that you didn't say as a tip, but is something that I've learned through the podcasting world. When somebody comments on a podcast or they send a message about something on a podcast they listen to, It's asking questions.
Mm-hmm.
How did you find me? Why did you listen? What did you like about it? Asking those questions really gets you to dial in to that niche, or
Mm-hmm.
that, what do they call it? I guess regular folk call it niche, but that ain't how it's spelled. It's
No.
niche. It's got a silent T that's not in there.
Yeah, I hate the silent letters that are bane of my existence sometimes.
Bo, look, I named this podcast entertainingly educational. That's a lot of damn vowels for a
It
country
really is.
person to say.
It really is. You should see me on my Spotify trying to spell that thing. I said, did he say educational, entertainment, or entertainment, education? All I know is a whole lot of E's in here.
Yeah. Look, it was a terrible name to pick for somebody that's country, because the more vowels that's in a word, as country folk, we skip vowels.
Yes, we
Vowels
do.
aren't important. I could sit here, I could write a 2-page letter and not put a single vowel in the word and be able to read it flawlessly, knowing what every word is.
Oh, yeah.
We skip vowels. So when you got one of these words and there were a lot of vowels in it, most people probably ain't going, we gonna butcher it, mispronounce the hell out of it, or they gonna hear it and be like, what did he just say? We
Mm,
turn into Boomhire from King of the Hill.
I do it all the time on my live. Somebody will write something that said, I ain't even finna pronounce that right there. I ain't even finna try to say that.
Speaking of King of the Hill, did you ever watch that growing up?
Absolutely did.
Do you know that they're bringing it back?
For real?
Man, yes.
Are
They're
they like
bringing it back.
are they like all grown up or something? Was like,
I I don't know. I don't know. I follow King of the Hill on the Facebook, and they are putting out a bunch of content right now because they are bringing it back. And
oh
I
man, I love
I
King of the
forgot
Hill.
when, but it's coming back. I got so excited. King of the Hill's on Hulu. I got so excited. I started season 1, episode 1, and I'm watching them all again. It's probably the 4th time I'm going to have watched every episode of King of the Hill.
Oh heck yeah, I love King of the Hill.
Man, it's something
Love
else.
King of the
Boomhauer.
Hill.
I got a buddy that is Boomhauer incarnate when he
Oh
talks.
wow.
Yeah, it's something else. He from Beaufort, South Carolina. He's something else. He used to live in Chiraw. I don't know where he lives now. But anyway, don't matter. The creating the content side, all that stuff you said, you hear that a lot. But my thing is, what I want to know, how did you find your avenue? How did you find that niche, that avenue? Like, this is it. These are the people I need to talk to. Was it like an epiphany, or was it something that happened over time?
It happened over time. Like I said, I first started doing um just regular video, just me talking, not a whole
Hmm.
lot of traction there. And then I ran into the country came with the whole country thing. And I loved it because I'm country. I'm like, okay, well, let me see. So I would watch his videos and it was like a spoof. He'd say, if you sleep with your window open, you country as hell. And I'm
Yeah.
looking at my house. I'm like, every one of my windows is open. I got box fans in here.
Yep.
I'm getting air from the outside to come inside, so the inside be like the outside. And that's how I did the video. And a lot of people like that, how I would do with his videos. And then I started doing the cooking one. I don't even know how I even got started on that. I think it was just my aunt spilling sweet tea had a video that was about some barbecue or something. She was explaining like we do, whole hog, vinegar. And I was like, yeah, Dodge Ram right. That's exactly what it's supposed to be. And she was like, try doing some more cooking. So I was like, okay, I'll look. And the FYP was bringing me all kinds of tomfoolery. I said, well, look at this here. Look. And I would just, like I said, being authentic. I would watch the video, I would just hit record, and I would watch it, and I would talk, and I would post it, and put it out there, and people started watching. That's why I started getting thousands. Then it went to more
Hundreds of
thousands.
thousands and millions.
Started growing and growing and growing, and like all my little catchphrases, they just came about because that's how I regularly talk. So the Cri-manilly and the like, literally, I say what's going on here probably like 50, 11 times a day. Like anybody who know me, yeah, that's what he talk. That's what he talks. Like what's going on here? That's
But
how I talk.
it's still an art to be able to commentate like you do. I mean, it's again, like, third time I've said it, you're flawless with it. I mean, it is. There's a reason why folks commentating on basketball and football games, not baseball, that's slow as hell, but football, for instance, there's a lot going on. That's an art. They get paid a lot of money to do that, and you're pretty damn good at it. I'm sure if you just started watching a lot of football and practicing commentating, we'd see you on Monday Night Football in a year or two.
And wouldn't that be some? Should be commenting on Monday Night Football. Look at this brother here. He
You
run
and
like
Greg Olson, if you and Greg Olson were on there, I would just need them to shut the football game off and just let me listen to y'all. Like, let's put all the other noise away and just listen to y'all two commentate.
that be some. That would be something right there.
Hey, you do these duets, and now you aren't mean. You don't cuss on your stuff. You aren't mean. You might ask them like you don't say hell, but you're like, what the hell's going on? What's going on here? I can't do you because you do it so well. Have you ever had any kickback, or have any of the content creators that you've duetted? I don't think we talked about this, y'all. We're talking about a duet. You go to TikTok, there is a function on there where you can hit duet. And what it does is it plays the video that you're watching. As it plays the video you're watching, you're recording yourself. And then you post it, and so it has a side by side or a up and or a above and below view of you talking on video and their video going. So that's a duet. That's what we're talking about. On these duets, have you ever had any content creators message you or come to you and be like, "Hey man, stay off my shit," or "Why are you doing this?" Nothing, anything like that.
Nope, nope. The main people who I was duetting starting off like Country Kane, he enjoyed it. Like he would comment and laugh at my duets of his stuff. And
Duet or
same thing,
duet.
yeah, and then same thing with Miss Spilling the Sweet Tea. She would comment back. Like one time when I kind of like came to her rescue, someone berated her for one of her videos about Eastern Carolina barbecue, blah blah blah. And I consider her my auntie, so I had, how we do about our kinfolk. What you're not gonna do is talk about my aunt. So I went in. I was still nice and cordial, but like, nah, that ain't what you finna do. Because obviously you ain't raised from the South, because we got respect for our elders. And she duetted me back, thanking me. Like, I appreciate it, blah, blah, blah. So I've never had no kickback from anybody duet. Now, comments, yes.
Oh, but holy shit.
I have
You get some bullshittery in your comments.
Yeah, and most times I let it go, especially now. I don't even pay it any time of day. But when I first started seeing them, like I read the comments and I couldn't understand, like, why would you say something like that? And that's when I would do a reply video to the comment. Like, no, like the one about why do black people love chicken so much. I'm like, well, this can't be a real question because everybody in the South love fried chicken. It's not a race thing. It's a delicious food thing. Like I know plenty of white grandmas and black grandmas and Mexican grandma. If you're from the South, you frying chicken.
Mm-hmm.
So it don't matter about that. So it's like some things I try to educate in my own way. Like, okay, I'm gonna take your tomfoolery and I'm gonna turn it to an educational moment, and then you can kick rocks with flip flops.
Yeah, you being black, you do get the I don't ever get any racist stuff. I'm a white guy. But some of the comments that come across the stuff that you post, like, how are jeez, man, it's ridiculous. It is ridiculous.
And then I learned that most of them, cause what I started doing was when I see them comments, first thing I do is go to their page. And they have 001. It's like, okay, you're not real. You're a bot.
It's a bot.
So I just let it go. There ain't no point. Or I'll comment back in binary code. I'll be like 10010. How you like me now? Nah, but never had any feedback, any kickback from anybody that do it or stitch. It's only them random comments.
Do you have any other TikTok friends that you kind of either collaborate with or are buddies with besides spilling the tea? I wouldn't say spitting the tea. Ain't nobody gonna spit out good sweet tea now. We got to talk tea at some point too. How you make good sweet tea. But for now, do you have any other folks that you collab with or that you follow and really you go to their content to watch because you enjoy it? Are you on there scrolling, doing a lot of scrolling on people that you follow, or are you always looking for the next video to do it?
No, if I follow you, I'm watching. Like the first thing I do is I check my stuff because it stay on 99 now. So it's like I gotta check that, and then I'll go to who you following, and I'll go through their stuff first, see what they're doing, like their stuff, because like it's supposed to be like a community thing. Like, okay, you watch mine, I'm watching yours. I laugh, I comment. So it's like, I got a homeboy. I can't remember his tag name, but Phil. He's up there in New York, and he talks a lot about his son and his life, and I just like his flow. My sister up here, not my blood sister, but my play sister, fat face midget. Her content. She from North Carolina. I'm a North Carolina person. I love North Carolina. I follow anybody, but if you from North Carolina and you got some good positive content, some crazy stuff, you gonna get a follow from me. You can get a follow me. I don't care if it's just me and your mama, but I'm one of your followers. And now I got my homeboy here because whenever you come in my live, I'm like, yo, they go my man's right there. What's going on with you?
Hey, when you followed me back, I don't really care about that stuff a lot of times, but when you did follow me back, I gave myself a little, yeah, baby, hell, oh man, hell yeah. And then you liked and commented on some. I'm like, yes, baby, hell yeah, I've made it. For as far as I'm concerned, I made it. You and Meat Dad. Hashtag my meat hero.
All right. Yeah, it's like when I first started, I had time to comment on everyone, but now there's so many. I don't get a chance to like everybody's comments. Like I'm so behind in just liking comments on my videos. It's ridiculous. And now I get inundated with videos from people sending me stuff. So it's like I still got 2 jobs I gotta do, plus single father. So it's like I don't really get a chance to look at everything like I used to. That's the only thing I hate about having so much is I don't have that time to, like everybody's comment, because I was really good about, hey, you took the time to watch and make a comment. I'm finna take the time to go through and like it and read it. So that's the part that I don't like. And I say that a lot in my lives. I tell them, like, look, if I ain't got no comment, you don't see the light, charge it to my mind, not my heart. I got a lot going on, but I do see it. I appreciate it. And I always try to stay humble because, it's a beautiful thing what's going on. I mean, look, I'm on my first ever podcast with somebody I met on TikTok, and we chop it up. We 2 good old Carolina boys. Like, that's the part that I like. All that foolishness can stay to the left. It's this stuff right here. It's the fun part, getting to know people. We learn about each other. Like, we learn so much. Like, we literally could exchange lives, except for my pig twin brother. We live in the same.
You never told us who your pig twin brother's name.
Oh, Wilbur.
Wilbur.
Yep.
Hey, these pigs, your daddy was taking care of these. Were these meat pigs or were they show pigs?
He had was it 1 or 2 show pigs? But the rest of them were meat pigs. Cause I remember my grandma washing one of them in the buttermilk. I remember that. I do remember that. Cause I'm trying to figure out what is going on here. Is you pre-seasoning this meat here? I don't know what was going on with that one. But most of them was meat. Cause my mom was telling me story how she was getting my daddy. I was in a little stroller thing. He was trying to get the piglets on the truck to carry them down the market, and all he had was me, which I'm in a stroller, so I can't help. He had my mama, who is a English teacher who don't know nothing about no hogs. So he's like, all you gotta do is stand on. They had a little ramp. All you gotta do is stand there, and they'll go right up there. So one of them little pigs was going up there, and my mama was trying to like shoo him on, and he snapped back and tried to bite my mama.
Oh shit!
She grabbed that pigtail and slung him like a boomerang, but it didn't come back. I remember my dad like, "What you doing, kid? That's money. That's money." Like, So it's stuff like this. Like, yeah, that's how we grew up. Like that was my first pet was a pig. When I went to college, I went to you went to UNC Chapel Hill.
Yeah.
My sister went to Chapel Hill too.
Oh, sweet.
My baby sister went there.
When was she there?
Oh, she don't give me the line. It was 2007.
Like early 2000s, mid 2000s,
Probably about mids because I was in college in 2000. So
okay.
we talking about it probably might have been some 2010 or something like that.
Oh yeah, now it took me a long ass time to graduate. I was a freshman in 2000, but I didn't end up getting my degree to 2006. But those last couple of years, I was working 2 or 3 jobs, and I had a lot going on. I was taking part time, but anyway, we ain't gonna talk about that.
I feel you. Because when I went to
Where'd
school,
you go?
I went to North Carolina Central. I was in Durham.
Mm-hmm,
Yep,
mm-hmm.
in 2000. Right
Dude,
down the road.
there's a chance we cross paths.
Probably could.
100% chance we cross paths if you were at Central when I was at Carolina, because we the same age, we at school at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
There's a good chance.
Yep.
That's
And
crazy.
when I got to my dorm room, I had a blow up picture of my pig. I'm trying to tell you, I blew that picture up because I ain't want these look. I am who I am. I always been proud of it.
Uh-huh.
When I went to school, no one called me James. Everybody called me Jones County.
Mm-hmm.
That was my name, Jones County. What's up, Jones County? Because they knew that boy right there, he country. Especially on Sunday when the calf served catfish and grits.
Uh-huh.
Yes, sir, buddy.
What the hell did your roommate do when he walked in and saw a blew up picture of a pig on the wall?
He laughed, but he was just as country as me because he was from Asheville.
Oh, who?
He was from Asheville.
Oh yeah. Okay. I thought you said Edgefield, which is down. Oh, no. I lived in that area in South Carolina for 10 years. That country is hell there too.
Yeah, he was city. He was country, but he grew up in Asheville in the city part. But he was country, so we got along great. Yeah. He was just not ready for a picture of a pig in home, but he understood. He was like, "Okay, cool. We're gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right."
Whatever happened to Wilbur?
Wilbur got ate up. Wilbur got ate up. I learned about it. I ain't need no Lion King to learn about the circle of life. I knew that a long time ago. Wilbur got ate up.
Your brother got to be about 300 pounds, and he was time to be a pig picking.
Oh yeah. He I seen him come. I seen him go.
Let's go back to putting the show pigs in buttermilk. The hell is that about?
You asking the wrong one. I still ain't got an answer to this day. I have no idea. I just remember, and how I remember is because you know how you got the because I don't even think they had no Dollar Generals back then, but the little kiddie pool.
Yeah.
It was in my kiddie pool with the buttermilk, and they just washed them all up. I'm like this. I literally thought they were pre-seasoning this bug, but it was like he's still alive. Like what is going on? But nah, it was supposed to make the skin shine. I don't know. Don't get me the line. To me, it was a waste of buttermilk and my kiddie pool. I'm supposed to go in there after that. I'm finna.
It's a hot summer's day. You're like, Daddy, I'm hot. Here, put some water in your kiddie pool. I'm like, man, that thing's still full of buttermilk. It's done curdled up. It's cheese.
No. I'm not swimming in that no more. No. I'm going to the river. I might as well go swim in the river.
How many gallons of buttermilk did they? Good God.
I don't know, but I know my grandma was a washing. That's what I know. I know, like she was washing the backside of a Buick. Just, I can tell you.
Tell me this. So your mama don't? You said it. Your mama's a Southern Belle, but she wasn't country.
No.
What was it like on her side of the family versus your daddy's side of the family? Was your mama's side of the family like, when stuff happened or he said something, were they like just like, well, damn, here we go.
It was definitely night and day because like all my mama had 4 brothers and all them were military kids too, so it was very different in the conversation how things would go, and they learned very quickly that Southern folks, we tend to like to fix stuff. We tend to try to, we will rig something up real quick. So my mama had a caravan. We talking back there with a wood panel.
Oh yeah, sweet.
Wood panel caravan.
Now, was it the bubble caravan or was it the box caravan?
Oh, it was the first one was the box.
Okay.
It was Carolina blue with the wood grain trim all around it.
I love it. I wish I had that thing right now.
And something was wrong with the starter. So now on my mama's side, they're all like, okay, let's take it to this place, get them to fix this. And they're trying to figure out where to take it to. My daddy goes to Askew's, which is, what Askew's is?
Vaguely. I've
It's a
heard of it. I ain't never been there.
hardware store. Hardware
Okay.
store before we got the low. He went to Askews and got a doorbell and some wires. He went in there and hooked that starter up to the doorbell. So when my mama got in there, she pushed the doorbell and the van came on. Didn't know nothing about a push start. We talking about like 1988, 87 when he
Bro,
did this.
bro, your mama got into the car, instead of turning the key to crank it up, she pushed the doorbell.
And it was a white little doorbell. Push that.
Did it ring when she pushed it?
No, they didn't have
Bro,
no ring.
man, how funny would that be? It's already funny as hell. It worked. That's cool. It worked. But what if they'd have hooked the bell up to it too? So every time
That
she
would have
but
been hilarious.
ding dong ding.
That would have been hilarious. But my mama face when he showed her, she's like, "Don't worry about it, Gail." Like the next day, he was like, "Don't worry about it. I already fixed it." So she opened the door. She get inside. She trying to figure out, okay, it's not starting up. He said, "No, you got to push the doorbell." You got to do what? You got to push the doorbell.
Oh my god, look. It don't get no country air.
No, I'm trying to tell you, like my daddy, like if it wasn't broke, he finna work it. Like he had this yellow truck. It was I think it was a Cheyenne, and that's one of the first trucks he had. He got that from DOT. That's why it was yellow.
Man, got one of them cheap. That good old cheap beat around truck there now.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what it was.
And those Cheyenne, yeah, they was easy to work on. There weren't many moving parts on there by the engine.
Oh yeah, and there was a whole lot of other stuff missing in the truck too. Because when I rode with him, when we going down the highway to get to the cut road to get back to the hog pen, all I can see is pavement. Cause the floor where I'm sitting it then rotted away, it done rusted away. So we riding, luckily enough, it's only like maybe half a mile that we on dirt road.
Like y'all ain't on I-40.
That mile on the pavement, boy. And this truck, I don't know when they made it, but whatever year they started putting seat belts in the truck, it was made a year before that. So I'm gripping like, cause I know what happened. Look, I seen the Flintstones. That ain't real physics. that ain't real. That's not how it's gonna go. Mm-hmm.
So kind of similar to you, my grandpa was a peach farmer, but they had cows and they had pigs. They had a big old pig area, and there's two stories I'm going to tell. One is his car. He never had trucks. He always had like Oldsmobiles, like the 1988 type version Oldsmobiles. And when you get into the front seat in the passenger side, when you would sit down, so I was a little kid, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. I would sit down in the seat. My knees would be up by my face because on the floorboard be covered in nothing but styrofoam cups, empty nab packs, and peaches, like rotten peaches, fresh peaches. They done rotted so much and decomposed at the inside. I mean, it was just when you get around farmers, man, that vehicle ain't ever gonna look. It is a work vehicle, and all it needs to do is crank up and get from point A to point B.
That's it. It was so funny when you said empty nabs. I can see my daddy truck right now. He had empty Mountain Dew glass bottles everywhere, empty nab wrappers, and then when we switched from hogs to the rental property, he got his tools everywhere. Look, my daddy whole truck was the toolbox. There was barely any room for anybody else in this truck. I'm sitting down. I got a chainsaw here. I got a miter saw that I'm sitting on a miter saw with my legs. But he run to, okay, I need you to go get me a flathead screwdriver. Now I'm looking at this truck. They look like Lowe's done threw up somewhere. And you want me to find the one flathead screwdriver. But every time my daddy could go to that truck and find exactly where it said. Exactly where it says. How do you do this?
And probably got mad at you for not knowing where it was.
He did. His butt's right there, right where? In between the motor oil and your flight jacket. Like, how am I supposed to know that?
And it probably still took him like 5 minutes to dig down to where it was to get it. Like it wasn't just sitting there looking at you in the face.
He had to pick his hand inside here, go underneath, pull it out like he went down a rabbit hole. Just pulling out tools.
the other story I'm going to tell is so on the peach farm they had all the workers that came from Mexico stayed at the labor camp, so it was kind of like a it was this place where they lived, and they had a big kitchen in there, and the lady Julia cooked for 'em. Well, they had it was kinda self-sufficient. They had chickens everywhere, so they got their own they went and picked their own eggs, and, Julia did all this, and I spent a lot of time there. Well, this one day, I used to go out there and chase chickens and chase little piglets in the rearing pen. My grandpa always said, "If you catch one, you can take him home." I
Hmm.
never catch one. I'm not sure if he'd have let me take it home, but anyway. So, I remember one of the vivid memories I have is being there, and they done left me in the kitchen, and all the eggs they collected all the eggs that morning. Matter of fact, I think I'd helped. All the eggs are standing up in there, and they would always leave some eggs so they could get more chickens. Well, I start busting open. I'm sitting on the floor and I got these eggs around me. I'm busting every one of them open.
Mm.
I don't know how long I was there, but I remember sitting in a puddle of eggs and they come walking in there. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm looking for the baby chickens. I thought they was in here.
Oh man.
I mean, I don't know, it might have only been 6 eggs or it could have been 6 dozen. I don't know, but I know I was in a puddle of eggs on there.
Just trying
I
to
mean,
find
that's
them
the
baby
country.
chickens.
You, I hate that my kids will never get to experience growing up like that, out
Yeah.
there chasing animals and kind of being free outside and seeing the circle of life as you called it earlier, where your dinner, you're taking care of your dinner and you're raising these animals
Yep.
to feed you.
To feed you. Yep.
And that part of it, I hate that they won't ever. I
Yeah.
won't say never, but probably the chances them ever even get to see any of that. I mean, I had bees for a little bit, and they enjoyed that, but that's a whole different way of living, man. There's still people that do it, but
Hmm.
we're not there anymore. But
Nah,
it
like
was
my
a good
kid.
time, though. The stories that you get from that.
Yeah, like my kids have never like we played in the woods. Like that was our playground.
Yeah, come home when it's dark.
Yeah, come home when it's dark. When we let out, all the chores are done. Boom, we let out. We jumping creeks and catching, frogs and whatnot, and running through the woods. We found our first deer running through the woods about 2 miles behind my house
Hmm,
in an old mail of milk truck. Somebody had made a steal. Mhm.
nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
My kids know they playing Fortnite or whatever.
yeah. I know, Lord, man, the
Yeah,
screens.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yep.
'Cause even us growing up, like we were like generally the first like video game kids. But
Hmm.
that wasn't our life. Like we weren't playing video games all day. We play a couple like when Mario first came out. I'm playing a couple worlds of Mario. Then I'm going outside to play. Like
Hmm.
this is cool. It's fun, but I'm finna go outside.
Hmm. I
I got
can't tell you how many times that I'd be outside on an all day Saturday and come in, and I used to wake up 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. I'd always up early doing something, but I can't tell you how many times my mom and daddy'd wake up and they come in the kitchen, and we lived in an old house. The house when I was growing up was 80, 90 years old, and so the living room and the kitchen was just one big room, and the only thing that separated was like a counter. And I'd always set stuff up. I can't tell you how many times I'd wake up and they'd wake up and I'd be outside farting around out here, Paul, Paul. And I come running inside, I'd be like, what was in this box? And I'd have a box with a bunch of holes in it, the lid, just closed down, not taped up or nothing. And and I'd have written on there snake, spider, lizard.
yeah,
And you open up the box and it ain't in there. And
and
it was in there. I put it in there yesterday, but it ain't in there
it
now.
ain't in there today.
They scared to death to sit down on the couch or to
Yep, we
I
used to.
mean, now a damn bug flies around my son and he's like, ugh.
Yeah.
Tell you what, man, bring back some memories talking about growing up country for sure.
Used to try strings the June bugs and fly 'em.
Oh man, the June bugs in the summertime, that was fun catching those things.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Hey, do you dabble on any other social media? Or have you before, or did you just really get into TikTok and that's the
I mean,
platform?
I was always on Facebook, but I was on Facebook mainly to stay in contact with my kinfolk.
Hmm.
most of my kinfolk don't live in North Carolina. Some of them are coming back, but most of them live, up north and out west and Texas and Georgia, whatnot. So that's why I mainly use Facebook for. The first time I really got involved in social media was TikTok. And then once it started tripping, that's when I got the Instagram. I made a whole nother Facebook page. I got two. One is just me personally for my family. Then I got the Chipper Beard Bandit one. So I just linked them all together, and everything stems from the TikTok. So if I post it on TikTok, it eventually goes to YouTube, all the rest of it.
Hey, did you fix the chubby bear bandit
I
end
still
of it?
ain't fixed it yet. I ain't fixed it yet. I was so busy trying to hear him do it. It's like, well, it's the Cubby Beard Bandit, y'all.
Cubby bear bandit, yeah, cubby bear bandit.
It's the Cubby Beard Bandit. I forgot the H. I was typing too fast.
That was when you were getting kicked off of TikTok, so you were
Yeah,
just trying to make this
I was
YouTube,
trying to.
ain't it?
Yeah, I'm trying to get me another one so I can go back live. Cause that's when I first
Oh
started going
no,
live.
that was your second. Yeah, it was your second account. Hell, that thing got like 50,000 followers in a couple hours.
Yeah, because I was like, hey, I'm
Something,
trying to go live, but I need 1,000. So could y'all help me out so I can at least go live? Boom. I was like, wow, okay, cool. All right, thank you kindly. Let's get this ball rolling.
Well, man, we're gonna start wrapping this up. I knew we were gonna have a good time. I did not know we were gonna have so many commonalities
I didn't
between
either.
us
Yeah.
in the way that happens. And again, this all happened from social media. And social media gets a bad name because of all the trolls and stuff on there, and then the amount of time you spend on it. You know, a lot of negativity with social media for sure. But I can't tell you how many folks that I've met through social media that have facilitated, friendships. Matter of fact, the other podcast, Bass and Brews, Alex and I got connected through Instagram, and I was a guest on his podcast, and he brought me on as a co-host. So, I've met a lot of folks through social media and been able to have these conversations and relate and create friendships. When I wanted to have you on, I kind of wanted it to be as a, what did you do to become TikTok famous? And when I sent you that, you're like, wow, you calling me TikTok famous? I'm like, well, hell yeah, you got over 500,000 people following you. That's pretty sporty. So I appreciate you coming on and sharing some information on the social media and what you did on TikTok to grow it. I appreciate the stories too. I laughed. I've laughed so hard. I about fell out my damn seat twice. I mean, this is what I enjoy about the podcast platform on is I can have these folks on like you, and we can sit back and just have a good old conversation and tell stories and joke around. And I'm very appreciative for you coming on and sharing, man.
Oh yeah, much obliged. I appreciate it. I enjoyed it thoroughly. Like I know what to expect. Like I said, my first podcast, definitely didn't know we had so much in common. But I'm a true believer that between vittles and just good
Mhm.
conversation, that's where you find out about people. Like there's so much division in the world. You ain't gotta find. It's not hard to find bad things if you want to. But if you just sit down with folk and just talk to them, you realize you got more similarity than what you know. You would like our situation, like we didn't know how similar we really are, So it's an awesome thing, and you're right. Social media does get a bad rap, but it's like kind of like I hearken it to like planes. You always hear about the plane crashing, but you don't never hear about the thousands that fly every day. Because that's what it's supposed to do. There are thousands of people on these apps every day just having good conversations like we do. We only hear about the ones that's crazy and messed up, and that's what gives everything a bad rap. So anytime we can have a positive interaction, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't never too big for my britches. I don't care if I got 2 million followers or whatever. I like this. This
Mhm.
is cool. So
You
thank you.
make it well. Yeah, you're welcome. I appreciate you being here. You said the vittles brings people together, and if there's one thing, if you ever did grow up in the country, is that getting around food. That's one of the most cool times and the most relaxed and joyful times that you'll find. A lot of memories growing up,
Mm-hmm.
sitting around the dinner, the supper table with friends and other families, and just hanging out. And I told you, I didn't want you to be nervous because you said this was your first podcast, and sometimes folks can be nervous with that. It's just different, right? But I
Mm-hmm.
told the way that I try to get folks to relax is to say, look, man, we're just sitting around having a conversation. Imagine we're sitting around a campfire, drinking our favorite beverage, shooting the shit.
Yep.
That's exactly what it's like. That's what I don't want it to be like. But that's where these stories come out, where you can sit back and relax and you can
Yep.
give the storytelling part to me is why I like this. This is why I like doing this. I want to hear the folks' story, their journey. That's what got them to where they are today.
Yep. That's what we call it. Sitting the spare rapping a taste. Let me spin this yarn for you.
There you go. See, there's another one right off. Just, and you say that it's just amazing how your little sayings fit perfectly with what's going on with that video. It's amazing. Y'all need to go check him out. Chubby, James, send us off with a couple words of wisdom.
Well, in the day's age, you definitely, I want everybody to know, just be your authentic self. You ain't got to change who you are for anybody. Treat everybody like you want to be treated and just try to be neighborly. There's so much, craziness going on in the world, no matter which side of the aisle you on or what you believe, anything like that. If you treat everybody with respect, they respect you back. It's paramount that people talk to each other. I can't stress that enough. If we put everything else down, and when I say sit and spell and rap and taste, I truly believe that if you sit down with people and get to know who they are, like we were doing, knowing our stories. I know your story. You know my story. I have a better understanding of you. You have a better understanding of me. We can coexist better because now I know where you come from. You know where I come from. We tear down those walls of division and come together. You know what I'm talking about? So, no, I'm all about get rid of division. It's all about addition. I want to add people to my family circle. That's the best thing I can wrap up with. God loves you and I do too.